description. The developmental stages, the sequencing, the 3 protective layers, things like that are absent from their description, but yet the Quran has it right. Again, interesting. I don't know what to make of it all, but it's possible that I'm trying to think, like, if I was like a skeptic, if I was like, if I really want to scrutinize them, like maybe they were able to see like, development over through like miscarriage or something. They were able to like deduce it or something like that. But I mean, even if you're just looking at it from a scientific lens, it's pretty solid. And then if you're believing there's a divine lens, I mean, then you're on your way, I guess. But I don't know. I find that very interesting. Again, the purpose of this is just to explore different religions and why, I think it's easy for Christians or people, that grew up outside of the Muslim faith or any faith to look at it and go like, why do they believe all that stuff? Like, why do Hindus believe that? Why do Muslims believe that? But if you're raised, reading the Quran and reading these verses, getting taught this all the time, of course you're going to be like, dude, they're nailing it. So I just think that's an important thing for, all people to have a general awareness of that, there's, the reason why people believe their faith and they believe it so devoutly is oftentimes because there's a good reason, right? Like they grew up with these things and they're taught these things. And from a young age, they're studying these verses and these scriptures and they're able to, deduce a lot. And I think Christians do it all the time. Like, kids that I went to school with at, a Presbyterian school, they were constantly in their Bible being like, look at this connects to this points to this. And I think all faiths do the same thing. And I think it's, hubristic to think that they don't have good reason as well, right? I think, if I was born into a Muslim family, somewhere in Saudi Arabia, I'm sure that would be, probably a devout Muslim. I think that's just how the nature of things go. So there you go. Those are some of the scientific claims that are, I guess, proven, validated in the Quran. I find that fascinating. Again, I never grew up reading the Quran. I didn't really have like many Muslim friends until like we got to like high school, college age. And even then we didn't really talk too much about theology, but this has been a fun exploration about, I'm always fascinated by ancient texts and like how they could possess some type of, information in them that, seems to be divine or in some way, unexplainable. And I was actually even just looking just like on a quick Google search. Apparently the Bible's got a couple. Thank goodness. Whew. Almost converted there for a second. I started to get on edge. But in the Bible, apparently, there's mentions of like the water cycle. There's references to the earth being spherical. Allegedly, the earth is suspended and nothing beneath it. So that's just the Bible. And then apparently in Hinduism, there's a long lineage of Hindu cosmology with, deep, knowledge and understanding about how the cosmos work and how space and time are connected in ways that, again, weren't proven until much later. So I say all that to say that, these people back in the day, maybe they weren't, I think there's an ability to look back and like, 2,000 years ago, 1,400 years ago, these people were dumb. They didn't know anything. They knew a lot more than maybe we give them credit for. And whether that's through, scientific means, using induction and reasoning, or maybe it's divine. But I guess that is for you all to decide. I really enjoyed this topic. I enjoy learning about all different types of religions and diving into the Quran, especially in the West. We get so much media about Islam. It's fun to actually go through it in kind of like an open-minded way, going and kind of just doing my own homework on it. So maybe I'll do a part 2. There's many more. I only touched on a couple of these scientific claims. There's many, many more in the Quran. So maybe if you guys enjoyed this episode, I'd love to do a part 2. To my Muslim friends, salam. I hope you enjoyed. To my non-Muslim friends, I hope you learned something. And maybe have a little bit more of appreciation for a religion that, over 1 billion people on the planet, practice and worship too. So anyway, Christos, you learned something?
Yeah, and we didn't get to a lot of it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a little part 2.
Yeah, we might have to run it back. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Like I said, every week, every Sunday, we're dropping a religion camp right here from the tent. I'd be so grateful if you guys join me once again. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, subscribe on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. And we'll be back next week. Peace be with you. If you've made it to the end of this episode, you are clearly someone who understands that beneath every historical event lies a deeper truth waiting to be uncovered. You're the type of person who knows that real history is more fascinating than any fiction, and we deeply appreciate that about you. I'll be honest. That's exactly why I personally invite you to sign up for Today in History, our free newsletter that goes beyond the surface of historical events. We dive into the stories that textbooks never told you, the secrets that challenge the course of nations, and the forgotten tales that deserve to be remembered. Let's continue this journey of discovery together. Take the conversation from your headphones into your inbox. Sign up now through the QR code or link in the description. Today in history, because every day holds a secret waiting to be revealed. Thank you for being part of our historical journey. We'll see you next time.